A time bomb even bigger than Evergrande is counting down its final seconds right at the heart of China's automotive industry. Beneath the flashy exterior of rapid growth, a crisis of confidence and systemic fraud is quietly spreading, ready to engulf everything. In recent years, China's automotive market, once considered a source of national economic pride, has been facing unprecedented challenges. Economic growth has slowed, consumer purchasing power has weakened, and competition among car manufacturers has become fiercely brutal. To secure rankings and market share, many producers have plunged into a relentless price war. And from that very war, a strange and haunting phenomenon was born, called the zero-mile scooter. Imagine hundreds of brand-new BYD electric cars, their tires still pristine without a single mark, neatly lined up in a dealership lot. But there's something unusual: all of them have already been registered and have license plates. They are recorded as sold just to make the books look good and inflate sales figures. In reality, they have never been handed over to an actual customer. Most of these cars haven't even been driven yet. Some odometers still show a perfect zero. Essentially, they are 100% new vehicles, but they are labeled as used cars. This deceptive scheme might have continued in the shadows if not for a courageous voice daring to expose the truth. That person is Nui Qian-Quan, chairman of Great Wall Motors. He publicly revealed a disturbing unspoken rule in the industry: thousands of dealerships and used car sales platforms across China are suspected of being complicit in a large-scale sales data falsification network. Mr. Nui's statements caused a real shockwave. In a stunning interview with Sina Finance on May 21, he did not hesitate to declare, "The electric vehicle industry is suffering heavy losses. There's no way to establish a sustainable business model. The invested capital has already been cashed out and withdrawn. The future? People are still selling cars at a loss." Mr. Nui Qian-Quan exposed that the price war has pushed manufacturers to the brink, forcing them to cut product quality. And the ones who ultimately bear the consequences are none other than the consumers. He explained in detail that car companies are even slashing costs in critical areas such as safety, durability, and reliability. He posed a question that deeply challenges the conscience of the entire industry. A car model that once sold for over 220,000 yuan is now being sold for only 120,000 yuan. Is it possible for a product's price to drop by as much as 100,000 yuan while still maintaining its original quality? His answer was a firm denial: that's impossible. It only means that buyers who think they're getting a great deal are actually bringing serious quality risks into their homes. Also in the interview, Mr. Nui exposed the chaos in the zero-mileage used car market. These vehicles, after being virtually sold on paper, then appear everywhere on online platforms. They are sold as almost new cars, with prices 20 to 30% lower than brand new vehicles. It's a sophisticated scheme, but one that can directly affect the buyer's warranty rights later on. So why do they do this? The primary goal is to make their sales reports look better. Impressive numbers help companies easily secure substantial subsidies from the government. Secondly, selling these vehicles as used cars allows companies to export them and claim tax refunds. When the figures on paper look perfect, investors are pleased, and stock prices remain stable. It's a deadly vicious cycle, despite the mounting inventory pressure piling up like a mountain. Nguyen Qian Quan's statement dealt a heavy blow to the entire Chinese automotive industry. The loophole of zero-mile used cars has caused shockwaves throughout the market. Immediately, on May 27, China's Ministry of Commerce had to hold an emergency closed-door meeting. Representatives from major automakers such as Dongfeng and BYD were summoned. According to Reuters, a source revealed that the Ministry of Commerce is seeking to boost sales of these very unused old cars. This move highlights how serious the issue has become. Following the meeting, the stock prices of Chinese car manufacturers like BYD and Leap Motor continued to plunge. Beneath the surface of explosive growth lies a deep crisis. The battle for market share and the push to clear inventory have driven the industry into a desperate situation. Beyond the issue of zero-mileage demo cars, another alarming trend is emerging: selling vehicles below cost. The more they sell, the heavier the losses. An anonymous senior executive revealed that manufacturers are exerting tremendous pressure on dealerships, forcing them to take in far more vehicles than they can realistically sell. As a result, dealerships are now stuck with massive inventory backlogs. From dealers to suppliers to everyday consumers, everyone is being pulled into a financial vortex with no way out. This is no longer healthy business competition. It's a slow, destructive collapse of the entire industry. And the most frightening part is that all of this looks exactly like a massive bubble built on a foundation of fake sales, government subsidies, and extremely high financial leverage. Once that bubble bursts, ordinary people will be the ones who suffer the most. In the interview, the host mentioned an online comment: "If you blow out someone else's candle, your own light won't shine any brighter." Nui Qian Quan responded sharply, "That depends on what kind of candle it is. If it's a ghost lamp, I would definitely blow it out." This response shocked viewers. Many automotive critics have voiced their support for Mr. Nui, saying he is one of the few in the industry brave enough to speak the truth. He warned, "We are witnessing an Evergrande moment right here in the automotive sector." Many people think he is exaggerating. But let's take a closer look at what Evergrande did before its collapse. First, it relied heavily on high financial leverage and continuously increasing debt. Second, it expanded blindly and falsified sales data. Third, it used commercial promissory notes to pay suppliers, which drained cash from the supply chain. And finally, it spread the idea that it was too big to fail. All of that is happening exactly the same way in the automotive industry. The only difference is that the collapse has not officially occurred yet. Meanwhile, seemingly in response, Li Yunfei, the head of BYD's PR department, posted 2 cryptic messages on Weibo. In the first post, he shared 3 photos of dogs and wrote, "Dogs can bite people, but people can't bite dogs back." Many speculated that Li was implying Mr. Wei's words were just barking dogs. Nguyen Qian Quan's warning is not baseless panic. It is a sober look at an industrial bubble about to burst. Data shows that BYD's revenue in the first quarter of 2024 has surpassed Tesla's. But do these numbers tell the whole story? Upon closer examination, many issues have come to light. Even more concerning is the quality of the profits. According to the Automotive Research Institute at Tsinghua University, the average gross profit margin for electric vehicles in China is under 10%. By comparison, Toyota maintains a steady profit margin of around 20%, while Tesla's exceeds 25%. This means that Chinese automakers are essentially betting everything just to stay afloat. BYD's massive profits are achieved by squeezing suppliers, receiving subsidies, and aggressively boosting exports. But how much longer can they keep pressuring their suppliers? How many more years can they rely on subsidies? And can exports continue to grow indefinitely? Abroad, the situation is worsening day by day. In 2024, the European Union launched an anti-subsidy investigation into Chinese electric vehicles. The United States has increased tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles by over 100%. India has outright banned the import of cars manufactured in China. The export doors are gradually closing. The global expansion dreams of companies like BYD are collapsing. The golden era of China's automotive manufacturing industry is coming to an end. This is the absurd reality behind what Nui Qian Quan calls zero-mileage cars. The rise of China's new energy vehicle industry has been largely built on massive government subsidies. In 2022 alone, the total amount of subsidies reached nearly $75 billion. But starting January 1, 2023, China officially ended its national subsidies for electric vehicles. Without these subsidies, the ecosystem collapsed. Since 2023, more than 400 companies in the electric vehicle supply chain have gone bankrupt. Today, they are still trying to stay afloat through bank loans. However, once the cash flow is cut off, the next bubble will burst. According to the report, BYD is carrying a debt of $87 billion, with a debt-to-asset ratio of 75%. The company owes its suppliers $35 billion and takes between 12 to 18 months to make payments, which is significantly longer than Tesla's 3-month payment cycle. Their financial statements indicate that their cash flow can only sustain operations for 6 months. Essentially, they are borrowing money just to stay afloat. By 2025, auto loans have exceeded more than 3 trillion yuan. However, most companies have only enough cash on hand to cover less than 3 months of expenses. If sales drop even slightly, the collapse will happen very quickly. Just one broken link is enough to bring down the entire system. This is not paranoia. BYD's business model is cannibalizing itself by selling at low prices to capture market share, which will ultimately destroy the entire industry's profits. In the end, every car manufacturer will be affected. The storm is approaching. The sandcastle built on fabricated numbers and massive debts is about to be swept away by the wave of truth. And when the dust settles, the question that remains will be, who will clean up this mess?